We're going to learn a new signal move. I just turned the hoop on in the quiet quiver. Switch is facing me up here. This is the default hoop, the first hoop of the quiet quiver. Let's do a move that'll select a different color scheme, and we can use this to select a new color scheme for any of the hoops, or if we want to be in a quiver and flip between the different patterns, different hoops in a quiver, but keep to the same color scheme. So it's a left hand isoflap. You did the right hand isoflap already, which was the toggle color move, where when you flip the hoop you change color schemes. This one is going to just select a color for this particular hoop. Let's actually go to the next hoop. It'll be a little easier to see. This is a segmented hoop, and at the moment we're in a kind of light blue, dark pink, but it's fading, so those colors will change. But we'll do our left hand isoflap, so it's an isolation down to the bottom, bring the hoop horizontal, that's the flap, and drop it down. And that was too slow for it to signal the hoop, but I'm going to do it a little quicker now and it should work. So it's left hand isolate down to the bottom, bring the hoop down horizontal, flap it over and drop it. So here we go. There, here, flap, and down. We got a signal saying it's ready now, and this move you do now is Merlin's wheel. It's just a simple isolation. So go around, and as you go around you will have a bunch of different color schemes. The first was white, and then we're going through a whole bunch that are just single colors. Blue, pink, greens. Now we're getting into gradient colors and color schemes that go around the hoop. So let's find one that we particularly think is great. Let's say this one. It's kind of pastel colors. Now reverse the direction of the wheel, and we will be locked into that series of colors for this hoop. So we have changed the color scheme for this hoop, and now if we front flip, we're in the quiet quiver. Each of the hoops that we get to will be in a variety of that color scheme. So you may only see one or two of the colors of that color scheme, and because some of these hoops are fading between two different sets of hoops, it may be a little confusing, but we're in that particular color scheme. We've selected that color. So let's go back to this segmented hoop, and we want to change our color scheme. Switches up facing me. I'll do that move again. Isolate to the bottom, horizontal, flap it over, drop it, and now once again I do the wheel turn, clockwise isolation. I go through different color schemes. Let's say we'll just stay in red. Select that by reversing the movement, and now this hoop is all red, and as we flip forward we will stay in a red display for each of the hoops. When you have a solid color like this, you may not see the pattern, may depend on having different colors in it. So, but you may get to things that are particularly that you enjoy or whatever. But that's a way of changing the color scheme for any particular hoop. Let's go to the kicks quiver, and the default first hoop is this white one, and it's motion sensitive, so it does things based on what you're doing with the hoop. But let's change its color scheme. So switch at the top facing me, left hand isoflap, isolate down to the bottom, horizontal, flap, drop. Now as I do Merlin's wheel or rotate the wheel, I can be in any of the color schemes. Let's take a turquoise one, select it by reversing the wheel. Now this hoop and all the other hoops in this quiver are going to be in that color scheme as I flip. between one hoop and the next. So a lot of people might want to have white as a color scheme, so let's go to something here. It's creating different patterns depending on the speed of the hoop and the direction of movement and so forth, but let's turn it white. So we'll do the color select move, which is a left hand isoflap. So rotate to the bottom, horizontal, flap, drop, and then go to the very first color, white, reverse the direction of the hoop, select that in, and now that hoop is white, and then all the other hoops in this quiver will be white. And so if you're particularly fond of staying into a white display, let's say for a performance or whatever, then you can just go into a quiver, do that color select move, keep things white. You can save that hoop, whatever you want.